Hi folks, welcome to the Transgendered Chef. I am the Transgendered Chef, Diana Clarion. When I lived in Ohio, I became familiar with a dish called Cincinnati chili. As the name implies, it originated in Cincinnati, but as Cincinnatians will tell you, it is anything but chili. So, what the hell is it? Well, ancient lore has it that it originated with immigrant restaurateurs from Macedonia to Cincinnati. In 1922, brothers Tom and John Kadadyev began serving a stew with traditional Mediterranean spices as a topping for hot dogs at their hot dog stand next to the Empress Theater. Tom then used this to modify a traditional Greek recipe, makaronia me kima, which is spaghetti with minced meat, to produce something he called spaghetti chili. Later, toppings such as kidney beans, chopped onion, shredded cheddar cheese worked their way onto the dish to turn it into the foodstuff most beloved by Cincinnatians. My recipe today is a synthesis of three that I found in my research, and I'm modeling it after the chili produced by Skyline Chili, the best known of the Cincinnati chili parlors. I'm using 3 pounds of ground beef, an onion with the skin conveniently removed, 3 cloves of garlic, 1/4 cup of chili powder, teaspoon of allspice, teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1½ teaspoons cayenne, a teaspoon of coarse black pepper, teaspoon of salt, 3 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce, 3 tablespoons Worcester sauce, 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, and a bay leaf. So let's get started. I'll begin by finely chopping the onion, remembering of course to hone the blade, which one should do every time one employs a knife. Let's make sure it's nice and sharp. Alright, let's cut off the ends here. Like so. Like so. Halve it. And do a little bit of slicing here. Getting the slices rather thin, because we don't want the onion in the stew to be as apparent as the onion that will later become the topping. Just a little bit of this. Getting that nicely done. And into a bowl, remembering to use the back of the knife. And we'll go up with the other half. Like so. Now there are those who are going to say I'm holding the onion wrong, and actually, if you're a purist, I am. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of a problem with fine motor coordination in my left hand, so I do what I can. I think you noticed that I did a little bit of slipping earlier, but over time I've become accustomed to working with what I have. There we are. Look at that, will you? Okay, this into the bowl. Now comes the fun part. This is where you get out your frustrations. We have our 3 cloves of garlic. We are going to nicely mince those. Our knife upon the clove of garlic. It is now a rather flat clove of garlic. Do that again. And thrice. Mince, 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 mince. Nicely getting that all finely minced and ready for the pan. And we will just put that in with the onion, like so. And onto the stove. Alright, we've got the stove on a sort of a medium heat here. A little dollop of oil. Might have used a little much there, but we can manage. Okay, into the pan goes the onion and the garlic. Now, I'm still getting accustomed to this electric range. I've never done electric before, so getting the heat setting right is a little bit of an adventure. I'm starting low. Okay, let's take this out of here for the moment. I'm starting to hear some sizzling going. Of course, remembering they have the exhaust fan on, because I have set off the smoke alarm already, and I don't want to do that again. Would not be a very good thing. Now this is going to go for a minute or two, just enough to get the onion translucent, get the oils starting out of the minced garlic. Always keeping things moving. I don't want anything to burn to the pan. Turn this up just a tiny little bit here, because I don't want it to take quite all day. So that's getting started. Remember that piece of onion I took out a little bit earlier? That's going back in. You don't want to waste anything. We're on a budget here, folks. Hey, look at where we're going now. Yeah, this is getting there. Around and around we go. Where it stops, I have no idea. Okay, we'll turn that back down just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit here. As I say, we don't want anything burning and smoking. It's not the idea. We're supposed to eat this. right, we're looking pretty good over here. So let's head for the next step. Now, some of the recipes I encountered have you brown the ground beef, but the purists insist that that is not to be done at all. So what I will now do is crumble this stuff very finely, and the recipes I have encountered do specify using fingers, into my trusty dusty crock pot here. And yeah, 3 pounds of crumbling is going to take a little while, but that's just the way it goes, isn't it? Little by little, we're going to get this crumble, crumble, crumble. Hey, will you look at that? Yeah, the idea here is that you're not having the chunks of browned beef in this as you would in, let's say, a chili con carne. This is going to be closer to a spaghetti sauce, or some even say a soup, than the chili con carne with which most people are familiar. But that's part of the charm of this dish here. Just crumble, crumble, crumble away, kids. And look at that, we are indeed getting there. All right, yes. Look at that, will you? And remember those onions? Yep. They go in here too. A little bit like that. Okay. Okay, now everything else is just going to kind of go over everything that's already in there. Some salt and our black pepper. Okay, cinnamon, look at that. Cayenne. Allspice. Wonderful little cloves. Love that chili powder. Yeah, all right, we've got that. Now comes the time to open our cans of sauce. Always a good thing to open the cans. A lot easier to get the spaghetti sauce out of there, or the tomato sauce actually, if you open. Okay, there's one of those. Get over here, baby. And look at that, there's 2. Here comes 3. Now, no recipe is official without the adjustment. So I'm going to stir this around a bit. See how everything is doing. And I'm going to eyeball it a little to see if we've got the right consistency. And I will be honest and say that this is not yet quite as soupy as I would like to see it. So I am going to add a tiny bit of water. I think you can hear it pouring. Just over there. I would say that was about 4 ounces. Okay, I think I want just a tiny bit more. Say another 4. Let's do more stirring and mixing, and yes, okay, that's getting there. That is indeed starting to get there. So the next thing I am going to do is wipe my hands off a little bit. Always keep the paper towels handy. And here comes Mr. Bay Leaf. Matter of fact, the size these are, I think I'm going to put in 2. And then we're going to plug this in. Hi there. Set it. Eight hours on low. A little bit more of this. Okay, now we're going to cover this and let it do its thing. And check on it from time to time. See how everything's coming. See you in a bit, folks. And here we are. We're going to lift the lid here to expose some wonderful, wonderful Cincinnati chili. Nicely blended are all the flavors. I've got some spaghetti boiling over on the range and some kidney beans warming up. So we're going to head to the table and give this stuff a try. Alright, and we are ready to assemble. The spaghetti is over here in the bowl. We have shredded cheddar, nicely warmed kidney beans, chopped onion, and of course Cincinnati chili. Now, no Cincinnati chili dinner is complete, of course, without oyster crackers and the hot sauce. So, serving this up is traditionally done in small oval bowls, which unfortunately I don't have. So I'm going to make do with a dinner plate. And I'm also going to try to not get spaghetti all over the place. I'm going to serve up a nice bit of spaghetti here. I'm a healthy eater, so let's make sure we have enough. Cincinnati chili is served up in the whey system, as it's called. Two-way is the chili over spaghetti, which I haven't yet seen in the field. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but as I say, I haven't quite seen it. Three-way is shredded cheese over top of this. Four-way, onion, then cheese over this. Five-way is the kidney beans, the onions, the cheese over the chili. Now, I'm a five-way person, so what I will do is spoon out some kidney beans, get them all over the table, and hopefully a few of them over the chili, as such. Nice handful of onion. I'm definitely an onion person, so I'm not going to skimp on this, I can assure you. Maybe one or two to go. And mounds, literally, of shredded cheddar. Hello there. This, friends, is five-way Cincinnati chili. It is a delight to the palate. The cayenne will hit you right away. The other flavors, the allspice, the cinnamon, the cloves, are all subtle, and they sort of come out little by little. You've got to eat pounds of this stuff to really gain an appreciation for it. So I'm going to give it a start with a couple oyster crackers, a little bit of hot sauce. When I say a little bit, I'm talking about my sort of little bit. Get out of there, you. Oh, yeah. Let's get that fork in there. Hello, hello there. Let's just not get it all over the place, huh? Oh my. Oh my, this is wonderful. I haven't had this in a while. And I hope that you folks are going to try this and love it as much as I do. So, Let's get this swallowed, okay? The recipe for this, a little hot sauce down the throat, will be available on my website at the Transgendered Chef, declarion.fnordnet.net/kitchen. I hope you folks will go there and take a look at it, give it a try. Hope you like it as much as I do. So, I am the Transgendered Chef, Diana Clarion. Bon appetit.